This is your main event, Mark's Podcast. I am your host, lifelong wrestling fan, former radio guy, Cat Dad, and I am the Royalist Rumbler. I am Troy. And today we are going back to one of the worst years in professional wrestling history. It was mostly on the WWF side. Every once in a while you got a peanut in the turd of WWF wrestling. Like, there was a really good Diesel and Bret Hart match at Survivor Series 1995. In WCW, the year was better match quality-wise. It was still a really bad year, I must say. The year 1995 notoriously just stunk. Ratings-wise, match quality-wise, storyline-wise, everything. WrestleMania that year created possibly the worst sin of all events. WrestleMania 11 in 1995 was just boring and unmemorable. Even the worst WrestleManias in history still have some memorable moments. They might be memorable for being bad, but they were memorable nonetheless. This year in 1995 was just it reeked of desperation for Vince McMahon and the WWF. WCW was like finding themselves, I feel like. By the end of 1995, WCW seemed to be kind of figuring it out. By 1996, they light the fuse and just that bottle rocket's going off into space, man. But the end of 1995 in WCW was pretty clutch for match quality on some cards. Again, WCW always had that bad thing of like the undercard was pretty damn good. Didn't mean anything in the long run, but it was pretty damn good. But the matches that drew the houses at the top of the card were garbage all the time. All the freaking time. But WWF had, usually it was the other way around. Like the undercard was not very good, and the main events were pretty damn awesome. And that's probably the best way out of both of it, but either way, 1995 was, it makes you shudder just thinking about it as a wrestling fan. But we're going all the way back to the Royal Rumble of 1995 because this is Royal Rumble month. If you're a pro wrestling fan, you just know it's Royal Rumble time, kicking off the road to WrestleMania. This Royal Rumble was fine. It had some fine matches. The Rumble match itself was just full of who gives a damn characters. Why are they here characters? Do you remember when this guy even freaking wrestled characters? Stuff like that. And it was something, man. But Pam Anderson was there for reasons. That was a whole other thing with the year 1995, was all the damn celebrities in the road to WrestleMania. But here we are. This one was actually recorded by Greg and I years ago, and it's another one of those unearthed audio things that I found and has never been published on this podcast. Some old audio we recorded forever ago, and so I'm playing it now. At the time, I was experimenting with, I didn't want to give star ratings. I gave Uncle Dave's instead of stars, so you'll hear me give that during, after the matches and whatnot. But we're going to dive into all of that. Without further ado, Greg and I, going back to, this is 31 years ago, to the Royal Rumble of 1995. Hope you all enjoy it. I'll be back at the end of this to wrap everything up. It is Royal Rumble 1995. You ready for this?
Screw all of you for listening.
For all of you, the way I did this was, and Greg remembers most of this stuff. This is kind of like how I read along last time, and he actually tortured himself by watching the Vince Russo crap. This one, you remember most of it because you were actively watching. I didn't start watching wrestling until the tail end of 97. Very beginning of 98, so the road to WrestleMania 14 I started watching. So I have no firsthand knowledge of any of this stuff. So I'm watching it in full, and I'm taking notes. So I'm the one torturing myself this time.
Ha!
Yeah, right. All right, well, let's jump right into it. The Royal Rumble 1995, as I said, live from the Sun Dome in Tampa Bay, Florida. The show starts off with a limo pulling up. They're playing some porno music over this whole thing, by the way. The first,
you'll get to it. Sorry.
Yeah, well, the first person we see all excited for the limo pulling up is Dink the effing clown. He's jumping.
Was Glacier with him?
I wish. How many times can you see them two together, man? That's great. You got to get in there.
He was right. Never again. He was right.
Yeah, that is true. But anyway, he's the one. He's jumping for joy. He runs down the hall, flags down the rest of the roster of misfits. They all come running down to see Pamela Anderson step out. She waves at the camera and then walks to her locker room as the WWF superstars look disappointed that she really didn't give a damn about them.
Let's point out, by the way, this is the unofficial debut of the world's largest love machine, Viscera, because he was there.
Yeah, and by this time, by the way, I didn't know that as Mabel he had a bleach blonde mohawk ever, but he did in 95. So there's that. That was pre-Viscera. Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler are commentating for this, and they were doing something different in 95 where they were sitting, they were not sitting at ringside. They were on this like long stage. They just had like a regular table. They were on this long stage sitting like somewhere in the crowd. It was weird.
It was almost like the old WWF Superstars. That's what they did too.
Yeah.
And back in the day for Saturday Night's event.
Yeah, and they'd like turn around and talk to the camera, and then they'd sit down. It was a weird-ass setup. You could see the ring like way off in the distance. Well, if you want to open up a pay-per-view hot, how else but Intercontinental title match between Razor Ramon and Jeff Jarrett, baby. JEFFJARRETT. No, he was not great. This, I took this note just because I always have to pop when I see this guy. Tim White was the referee.
Well, that's not wise.
Yeah, Mr. White, that's not wise. This was before he started trying to kill himself for comedic purposes on WWF television, so there's that.
Oh, what's not funny about suicide? Come on.
You know what? I'm with you, bro. Dang it. And that was not Russo, by the way, I don't believe. No, that was way past Russo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was.
Can't even
kill Tim White. He's be gone forever, bro.
Oh, God. Anyway.
I had to get one in.
Right. Razor Ramon is the defending champ here, for all of you. The crowd blows their crap for Razor, by the way. He's huge over. He tweaked his knee.
I believe they were in Miami, too, so.
Yeah, they were close. They were in Tampa. Yeah, close enough. So, yeah, they kept putting it over as, his home state. So, there you go. But Razor tweaked his knee, getting thrown over the top rope, and then the roadie chop blocks him behind the referee's back. And then he gets counted out. Jeff Jarrett says, no one wants to see... This is really what he said. He said, no one wants to see me get my hand raised. And then he says he wants the belt. I'm like, you just said nobody wants to see you win, but at the same time, you want to win. Like, what are you saying, Jeff? But then he challenges Razor to a rematch. Razor accepts. And then the finale was Razor attempts a Razor's Edge. His knee gives out on him, and then Jarrett gets him into a small package and wins the title. My final conclusion of this, it was a very sloppy opening match between two pretty good workers. I don't know. I was not into this match at all. A lot of blown stuff. I don't know why they didn't seem to work well together here. It was kind of crud match. I gave it 1 1/4 Uncle Dave's.
Well, then your WrestleMania 11 one better be about a half an Uncle Dave, because that match was even more brutal, but we'll get to that later.
Actually, I thought their WrestleMania match was a little better than this, but I don't know.
You could not have possibly thought that.
I did. I thought it was, they didn't blow as many spots. I don't know. This one just seemed like, I don't know, like they were just, the timing was off with everything, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's called the year 1995.
God. But yeah, so there's that. I gotta ask, who the heck?
There's a good joke there. I peed next to him, and
you did. He peed next to him. For all of you that don't know, he peed next to him at a Sharks game.
You got a good joke there. You missed that one. Whatever.
No,
I'm a little disappointed in you, but whatever.
Wow. Prom night flashbacks. Anyway, I gotta ask, who the hell is Stephanie Wyant, and why is she holding a microphone backstage?
She was just like their backstage interviewer.
Yeah, that one. She must not have lasted very long. But anyway,
half a year maybe.
yeah. Well, Todd Pettengill is with Pamela Anderson, and check that frickin' mullet on Todd. But he's in Pam's dressing room, showing her stupid gifts that the WWF superstars allegedly gave to her. Like, Henry Godwin gave her a piggy bank. And then Todd...
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. Didn't the Bushwhackers give her like a thing of sardines or something?
I don't remember that one. There was a lot of dumb stuff. But Todd awkwardly...
that sounds right up the alley, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Then Todd awkwardly flirts with her before sending it back to Stephanie, who attempts to interview Jeff Jarrett, who just won't stop yelling about himself. He won't shut up the whole time. And then he says he's going to go see Pamela. End of the interview. Oh, man. Have fun. Well, he needs to bring his father with him so he can teach Pamela how to make a good chicken salad. Huh?
Yeah, you know.
Well, you know. This next match here is this is a barn burner. I actually like both these guys. One of them in particular. It's Death versus Taxes. IRS versus The Undertaker, baby. You know where this one's headed.
God. Yeah.
IRS. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just real quick on that. I think Bruce Pritchard, I don't know if he was joking, but he said at one time they did think about pairing them up and calling them Death and Taxes.
He was asked repeatedly about that. He says he's like, I swear to God, it was an idea. So yeah.
That's brutal.
That would have been funny, but stupid. Well, IRS comes out and tells the crowd, quote, "No one will rest in peace until you all pay your taxes." Paul Bearer carries out a huge urn this time. Huge. It's not
huge.
It's like the bigger
big league urn.
Wow. It's the bigger size one, and every time he carried that one, it had the light inside. So
yeah.
So you knew it was coming. But IRS basically plays keep away with The Undertaker for about 3 to 4 minutes before they finally start fighting, and The Undertaker starts cremating him. DiBiase brings 2 druids down to ringside. Vince McMahon speculates who they might be, saying, maybe one of them is Tatanka. I get it, because he was part of the corporation, or like the $1 Million Corporation, but you can see their skin color. No. All right. The druids help IRS take control. Undertaker finally wins with a choke slam. Then the druids attack Undertaker during his Shakespeare pose. He lays him out when King Kong Bundy comes out. Hooray. IRS attacks Paul Bearer and, quote, repossesses the urn. Where's Repo Man? Bundy then hits his...
You said that.
Bundy then hits it. Oh, he's coming up, by the way. He's not in WWF anymore, but he is doing some fun stuff in 95.
Oh, that's right. Oh, let's not get ahead. You're right. You're right.
But Bundy hits his corner splash. The condominium crush or whatever the hell? Or
the avalanche. He's the walking condominium.
Okay.
God, you're stupid.
Oh, yeah, because that's what was bad about this. But anyway, he hits that, then he hits an elbow drop, and then he hits this splash that's like a mile away from The Undertaker. So then he must have realized how much it looked like crap, so he does another one that actually looks decent before leaving with DiBiase.
Looks decent, yeah. Damage done, though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My final conclusions, not a bad match for what it was, but there was tons of interference by the unknown Druids. This sets up for one of the worst WrestleMania matches of Undertaker's career, 1.5 Uncle Dave's. There you go. Oh, man.
You oversold it on that one.
Yeah, there's only like a couple matches that hover around 2, by the way, I'm going to say, on this whole card. But next, we go to Todd Pettengill, who's interviewing Diesel and Bret Hart about their matches later tonight, in 2 different segments, I might add. Todd comes off super goofy. I didn't put details.
You don't say.
Yeah, I didn't put details. I just noted that he seems super goofy. But next we go to Diesel defending the WWF title against Bret Hart. These two had a unique chemistry with one another, I'll say. Diesel goes to shake hands with Lawrence Taylor, who the commentators keep mentioning, who is in the front row. With no backstory, I'm not sure if Bret Hart is a heel or babyface. Just putting that out there. They work the same match that they always do together, with Bret clearly leading the much less experienced champion. Diesel turns it around with reversing a whip into the steel steps. Bret cheats multiple times. That's why I don't know if he's a heel or face. But by the end, I assumed he was a babyface. The crowd still cheers for Bret every time
he didn't come out of a box, did he?
Yeah, right. But yeah, the crowd still cheers for Bret every time he cheats. It's like Hogan. About a third of the audience even boos when Diesel signals for the jackknife. Not joking. Diesel has Bret covered for after the jackknife, but Shawn Michaels jumps into the ring and attacks Diesel's leg. Shawn leaves, and the match restarts.
I forgot about all this. No, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah,
I just remember what's coming.
Yeah. Well, he attacks Diesel's leg. They DQ him, and then they restart the match because there must be a winner. And then Bret has used the ring post 3 times. He's used his wrist tape, and he even used an effing chair right in front of the ref. That finally got him some boos. And he doesn't get disqualified. At this point, I'm thinking it's TNA rules here because nothing matters. And then Owen Hart runs in, and he breaks up the sharpshooter and throws Bret into an exposed turnbuckle. Owen then leaves, and the ref continues the match again.
Yep.
Diesel goes, he picks up a padded chair, because if there's one thing I'm afraid of, it's a chair with padding on it. But he goes to use it, but then he thinks better of it and just drops it. No, never to be mentioned again. Bret goes for the O'Connor roll and bumps the ref, because there's got to be a ref bump. And then Shawn Michaels, Jeff Jarrett, the Roadie, and Bob Backlund all rush the ring and beat up both men. Finally, the ref calls for the bell, throws the damn thing out. After the match, they continue the attack, and then Diesel beats everyone up and saves Bret. They shake hands and celebrate as the crowd blows their crap. Oy vey.
I forgot how many run-ins there were.
Tons. This was like TNA.
I think everybody got a run-in.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Final conclusion. What overbooked bullcrap? This is exactly what I wrote. And I couldn't tell if Bret was turning or if he was just a bad babyface. However, I'm a sucker for both of these guys. 2.5 Uncle Daves. For reference, this was my highest rated match on the entire card, and it was not a good one.
Okay.
So take that for what you will. And then, of course, we go back to another Pamela Anderson segment. She's getting dressed behind a screen in her locker room while Todd Pettengill is perving out.
Well, he is a heterosexual male, so...
Yeah, but good Lord, was he goofy. Speaking of goofy, Stephanie...
Oh, that's not a good transition. Good Lord.
Stephanie Wyant is interviewing the dynamic team of 1-2-3 Kid and Bob Sparkplug Holly.
Bob effing Sparkplug Holly.
Man, Sparky Plug. And Holly makes a reference to the San Diego Chargers going to the Super Bowl, and he sounds so robotic. It's just bad.
They're getting their shot tomorrow night.
Yeah.
One of our loyal listeners will probably look fondly on this. They did not win.
Yeah, where are they now, Greg?
Beating the hell out of them.
Yeah.
I think it was like 49 to like 20 or something like that.
Jerry Lawler.
Coincidentally, the score was 49. That's funny.
Wow. Jerry Lawler, by the way, they pull up a still photo of Pam Anderson getting out of the limo and walking past all the superstars. Jerry Lawler does his best John Madden impression, and he does one of them where he takes a pen and draws over the screen, whatever. This takes 5 effing minutes for him to finish this crap. He's trying to draw a picture of himself.
That's what you want to buy a pay-per-view for.
Oh, yeah. He's trying to draw a picture of himself kissing Pam Anderson. Vince is bored. It takes him forever. This is super annoying, and the crowd the entire time chants Burger King. Not joking.
Well, the crowd could see this?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Or if it was just the crowd near them, they could hear it. They started chanting Burger King. So I don't know. But then we move on to our last match before the Royal Rumble. It is Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow defending the tag team titles. You heard me right.
No. There were no champions.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, this was for the vacant tag team titles. It was Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow, the $1 Million Corporation, going up against 1-2-3 Kid and Bob effing Holly. I said, why did Kid and Holly come out to Holly's music? That made me laugh. I also
that's what you're
I know it's a weird team, but I was just like, of the two guys, why are they coming out to Sparky Plugs theme? I have a classic Jax figure of that 1-2-3 Kid attire, by the way.
Oh, freaking course you do.
It was a cool attire. It's like
I have a Mattel 1-2-3 Kid right here. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's that 1-2-3 Kid actually. He has that tag title.
No, he's in the blue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, it wasn't. This was the Jax figure was the one. He's in like white, black with like gold trim. Title. Yeah, I know. I have that same figure. I have two. I have a Jax and then a Mattel. But anyway,
everyone should have two of those. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I also have multiple X-Pacs, so I love Sean Waltman. Bob Holly hits I skipped one thing. Vince McMahon keeps referring to Tatanka as Native American Tatanka, as if we didn't know. But Bob Holly...
Well, he could easily, be the Spanish Tatanka. You don't know.
Dang it. Shut up.
Just saying.
Bob Holly hits the ugliest flying head scissors I've ever seen on Tatanka. You heard me right. Bob Holly hit flying head scissors. But Tatanka basically just took a front flip himself. Bam Bam throws 1-2-3 Kid about 20 feet into the air for a pop-up powerbomb. But Kid catches him in a Hurricane Rana where it looked like both men about died and landed on their heads. Bam Bam shows that he truly is the most agile big man ever. He did a lot of really impressive stuff, including like a front gainer enziguri. I was super... I miss Bam Bam. He was great. The King spends about 10 minutes explaining a Sally Struthers joke to Vince McMahon. I'm not joking. This went on forever because Vince didn't get it, and the King, Jerry Lawler, insisted that Vince has to get this joke. Vince said, quote, I had to write this down like word for word. He said, no one knows tag team wrestling quite like Ted DiBiase, except for maybe Captain Louis Albano. He said this. I didn't know what to say after this. I just shook my head and face palmed. The Kid does a tope on Tatanka, and Vince calls it a moonsault.
Of course he did.
Because Vince has special needs. The Kid gets dirt or pop or something all over his tights. He looks filthy. I don't know what the hell he landed in. Tatanka clearly sees Bam Bam going for a moonsault, but he hits the ropes anyway, causing Bam Bam to fall flat back. And then Kid takes about 20 minutes to pin him. That's the finish. That's it. I'm like, how hard did you hit, Bam Bam? But LT is at ringside, as we mentioned. He goes for...
Also, real quick, they'll lose the titles of Smoking Guns the next night.
God dang. Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, think about this. For one night, Bob Holly and 1-2-3 Kid were the tag champs of the world. Hallelujah. But anyway, LT is at ringside, as we mentioned. He goes to shake Bam Bam's hand, but Bam Bam shoves him. One of LT's men ruins the whole thing by shouting, he's crazy, that guy.
In the most thick New York accent you've ever heard.
It was so bad. By the way, the whole crowd is into this. They're chanting LT, LT, even though they're in Arizona.
Like in Florida.
Or Florida. You're right, Florida. So on the other side of the...
It's one of those sunny, hot states. Yeah,
yeah, one of them. But either way, they're nowhere near San Diego. So, whatever.
You played for the New York Giants.
Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong LT. You are correct, sir.
Oh, screw the other LT.
You know what I always think of with LT besides this match is, kids, that brings me to another good point. Don't do drugs.
And he would know.
Oh my God, I know. My final conclusions. This match was given 15 minutes. It dragged and dragged and dragged. It was boring, but it wasn't that boring. It was just long and very average. Not much heat from the crowd at all. Two Uncle Daves.
Gonna be honest, man. When I was a kid, I marked for that ending.
I mean, the ending was weird because Bam Bam laid there dead for like 20 minutes while the Kid crawled to a pin.
Just say WrestleMania 19. We got it.
Yeah. We now go to the back. Shawn Michaels and Lex Luger give separate promos backstage. Luger seems to think that the louder he gets, the more serious he sounds, which makes me believe...
Was he trying to take his shirt off too?
God. Well, this Judging by Super Brawl 5, Lex Luger clearly studied promos at the NWA School of Promos because it was really loud and shouty. We'll get to that here in a moment.
Shouty.
Yeah. And then Vince McMahon apologizes to the world and to Lawrence Taylor for what Bam Bam did. Then the camera shows the back of his head for the next 10, 15 seconds. It was just super awkward.
So he's not going to apologize to the world for putting this pay-per-view on.
That's later. But then Pam Anderson comes out and the camera shows a sign that's in the dark, so literally no one can read it. It was just super awkward. And I'm like, why is Pam Anderson here? Just to be like, hey, look who we got. It was, I don't know. It was dumb. She played no part in this show other than wasting time on stupid segments backstage with Todd Pettengill getting a hard-on. I don't...
Sorry, how's that wasting time? I don't... Whatever.
Oh yeah, because everybody wants to see Todd Pettengill get his Blue Chew on.
Todd freaking Pettengill.
Where is he now, Greg?
He's doing radio shows now with bleached blonde, spiky hair.
Oh God! So he's Guy Fieri. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to dive into the Royal Rumble match, y'all. I'll try to fly through most of this stuff with a Rumble here. Vince McMahon makes sure to let everyone know that it's only 60-second intervals now instead of 90 seconds between entrants. I didn't know that was a big thing.
So it could be more fast and furious. Wow.
Yeah, and we had a ton of guys in the ring at one point. There was twice in the match where, nobody was being eliminated. There was, 10 dudes in the ring at once, and it was just ridiculous. I was like, what the hell? Nobody could bump. Shawn Michaels is number 1. British Bulldog is number 2. I totally forgot that Bulldog was wearing, Rusev-style shorts at this point, by the way. And he'd taken out the dreads, and he just had, kinky long hair. It was a weird look for Bulldog. Anyway,
kinky long hair.
You know what I mean.
That's a little weird, but whatever.
Yeah, you're a little weird, but whatever. Burn, bro.
Okay.
I don't know.
Terrible, but come on.
Whatever. Eli Blue is number 3. Until he came out, I forgot the Blue Brothers were a thing. Duke Drozy, Duke the Dumpster Drozy is number 4. As he's coming out, Vince McMahon says, if anyone can take out the trash, then Duke gets kicked in the face. That was great. Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey is number 5. He comes out with Jim Cornette, who walks out, lets the crowd see him, turns around, goes right to the back. I'm not joking. Sione, who is the Barbarian, is number 6. I completely forgot that. Actually, I never knew that the Barbarian went by Sione. It was weird.
Yep.
He comes out with Captain Lou Albano and Fatu. Del Rey was eliminated.
Who knows tag team wrestling, by the way?
Yeah, right. Almost as much as Ted DiBiase. Del Rey was eliminated number 1. Dr. Tom Pritchard is number 7. Doink the Clown is number 8. He comes out with Dink. Not joking. Quang is number 9. Who remembers Quang? Show of hands. Rick Martel is number 10. Oh, by the way, Vince lets us know that Quang is a martial arts expert. So keep that in mind.
Something tells me he's lying, but anyways.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican that spent a lot of time wrestling in Mexico. He's a martial arts expert, everybody. Rick Martel is number 10. Owen Hart is number 11, but he gets jumped by Brett and gets the hell beat out of him. And then as soon as he gets in the ring, he was eliminated, number 2. Timothy Well is number 12 from Done Well. Or, excuse me, Well Done. I got it backwards. Who gives a damn? It's well done. I honestly thought...
I give a damn, thank you.
I honestly thought this was a deflated Scott Steiner when I first saw him. He looked like him. Duke Drozy was eliminated number 3. Timothy Well eliminated number 4. Rick Martel eliminated 5. And then Tom Pritchard eliminated 6. Then Doink the Clown eliminated 7. This was where they started just clearing the damn ring. Bushwhacker Luke was number 13. And then Quang gets eliminated.
That's the winner right there.
Oh my God. Quang gets eliminated. Eli Blue gets eliminated. Sione gets eliminated. And then Luke gets eliminated. And now all of a sudden, Jacob Blue comes out, number 14, and gets thrown out almost right away. King Kong Bundy is number 15. Then Mo is number 16. Mabel comes out with him and then literally walks to the ring, turns around, goes right to the back. And then Mo gets eliminated. And then Mabel comes out again. Good for him for walking to the ring twice at that size.
Wow.
Sorry.
Not me. I didn't say it.
Anyway, Mabel's number 17. Bushwhacker Butch is number 18. King Kong Bundy gets eliminated. Butch gets eliminated. Lex Luger is number 19. The crowd blows their crap for him. So,
careful when you tell that to the marks, because
you can freaking hear it. Well, I guarantee people will say, well, they, in post-production, they sweeten the crowd. Bite me.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Mabel gets eliminated next. Mantar comes out number 20.
Yeah, Mantar.
Yeah, listen to these. Mantar's number 20. Aldo Montoya is number 21. And Henry O'Godwin is number 22.
Henry freaking Godwin.
And then Billy Gunn's number 23. Bart Gunn, number 24. Man, this was just like the parade of gimmicks. This was the gimmick battle royal right here. By the way,
this was the battle royal of occupation gimmicks.
Yeah.
Conrad calls it.
Yeah, basically. Well, and let me tell you something. Mantar comes out number 20. He lasted a long-ass time. It was weird. But Bob Backlund comes out number 25, but Bret Hart attacks him before he gets into the ring. So this is 2 times we've had a Bret Hart sighting. Then Stephen Dunn comes out number 26, and then Bob Backlund gets tossed out, and then Bret Hart attacks him again. So that's 3 Bret Hart sightings, and he's not even in this match. And then, hold on to your pants for this one, Dick Murdoch is number 27. I literally wrote, what the hell is he doing here?
Oh, man.
Then Adam Bomb is number 28. Fatu, number 29.
I like how, by the way, when he comes out, Vince McMahon's like adamant. Adam Bomb's going to win it all.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then Mantar finally gets eliminated, number 18. Jerry Lawler says, quote, both of those big hooves hit the ground. I'm not joking. He said this.
Mm-mm. Oh, I know.
Remember, everybody, if you don't know this, during this time, they never referred to him as having feet. They kept calling them hooves. So, yeah. And then, man, talk about, and I like this guy, don't get me wrong, and God rest his soul, but
you're about to bury him. Yes, we get it.
Yeah. People blew up with boos when Roman Reigns was number 30. Talk about anticlimactic. Crush comes out number 30. God dang. Billy and Bart Gunn get eliminated at the same time for number 19 and 20. Stephen Dunn is eliminated next. Adam Bomb next. Aldo Montoya, yes, he was still in there, gets eliminated 23.
That's what the click will do for you.
Yeah. Hey, for those of you that don't know, Aldo Montoya was part of the Click. Believe it or not, he carried the bags. Fatu was
he's carrying his prison buddy's bags.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot to throw that story in there. I guess he was brought up on several charges for something. I don't know.
Again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't think to add it in there, because it was like, SSDD. Same stuff, different day. Adam Bomb gets eliminated. I'm sorry, I already said that. Fatu gets eliminated 24. And then Dick Murdoch was eliminated, number 25. He gave Henry Godwin an airplane spin. Goes to dump him over the top rope, but Henry holds on, but Dick is so dizzy that he just flops out of the ring.
You just said Dick is dizzy.
I did. Then finally, Henry
I'm not even trying to be immature. It's like that's an actual thing you said.
Yep, it is. That's a cut. Henry Godwin gets eliminated 26. Lex Luger was eliminated number 27. Crush, who is still in there, gets eliminated 28. Comes down to the British Bulldog and Shawn Michaels. Bulldog thinks he won when he throws Shawn Michaels over the top rope, but Shawn hangs on. Only 1 foot touches the floor. They're playing Bulldog's music and everything. He's celebrating. He won. Nope. Shawn gets in the ring, and Bulldog's on the second rope. He tosses Bulldog. He wins, and he celebrates with Pamela Anderson. This was the first time they made the rule both feet have to touch. And that's because Shawn accidentally touched. So they had to make that rule a thing. Final conclusion, too many stupid things said by Vince McMahon to write down. So many stupid gimmicks filled this ring. How many times did we have to see Bret Hart on this damn show? Even though I love Bret, but god dang. Lex Luger saved Shawn Michaels from elimination multiple times like a moron. And King kept bringing this up. He's like, Luger's a moron. He saved him again. And Vince was like, well, I don't know about that. I don't think he's stupid for that. Yes, he's an idiot. Why would you save someone from being eliminated? It was dumb. Either way, I gave this 2 Uncle Daves. Final event notes.
2 Uncle Daves.
Final event notes. Listening to Vince McMahon gives me further perspective as to why Michael Cole sucks so bad if Vince trained him. They're like stupid clones on commentary. With every single pinfall, no matter what time it occurred in the match, McMahon was confused about why it wasn't a 3 count for the baby faces. His favorite thing was 1, 2, 3. Oh, he got it. Oh no, he didn't get him. Every effing time. This was clearly an awkward stage for the WWF, which was stuck in cartoon era while still pushing realistic stars like Bret and Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Diesel. So there's the Rumble, folks.
That was brutal just to listen to. I'm glad I didn't watch it back.
You have any other notes to add?
No, just WrestleMania is going to be fun. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah. There were this was a time where there were no shows between Rumble and Mania, by the way. No pay-per-view shows, I should say. So that was an experience. Yeah, it was something, man. Next week, I wanted to hit you with a 2-piece and a biscuit, coming at you with another dark side of wrestling history. It will probably be a shorter show because the dark side of wrestling history that I'm going to do next week, instead of just one right after the other like I did last week with all of my archived episodes. Obviously, there was like 10 episodes thrown in there because I had previously posted the Vince McMahon ones, never posted the other 10 that I had. But this will be episode 13 of Dark Side of Wrestling History. You can get it in video form on YouTube and Rumble. If you visit on YouTube, if you're not there already, it's youtube.com/@MarksOnMedia. And if you want to see it on Rumble, it's rumble.com/C/main event marks. And if you want to see the Marks on Media channel, it's rumble.com/C/Marks on Media. So I hope you check that out. Next week, it'll be the dark side of wrestling history that I'm going to be doing is all going to be about the downfall of the NWA going into, well, it's NWA and JCP, Jim Crockett Promotions. It starts off with JCP, and then I cover the downfall of the middle, like early 90s WCW, late 80s, early 90s WCW, when they were feuding with the NWA. They had 1.5 million bookers that would get, just, they were terrible. They didn't know anything about wrestling, and they would get fired for one reason or another. And then finally, the ultimate demise of WCW from the mid-90s into 2001 when they finally shut down and got bought out by Vince McMahon. So we'll cover all of that next week. Again, it's the new Dark Side of Wrestling History. Look out for that. And then the week after that, I'm going to be coming at you with the greatest moments from Saturday Night Main Event history. And that's before the modern incarnation of Saturday Night's Main Event. This was before they officially brought it back and made it a big thing for the WWE. And we actually mention on the show, because that's unearthed old audio from Greg and I as well. He'll be back on the show for that. We talk about that they should bring it back, and I talk about actually all the reasons why they shouldn't bring it back at the time that we recorded it, and it was valid at the time, not valid anymore. You'll understand it when you listen, but look out for that. That's in Dose Weeks. But anyway, as we prepare for the Royal Rumble in 2026, I want to hear your predictions. Who do you think is going to win each match? Who's going to win the Men's Rumble? Who's going to win the Women's Rumble? Obviously, this is a first ever Royal Rumble held overseas. It's going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on January 31st. Oh, man. I don't think I'm going to be watching this one live because it's going to be on Saudi time, and I'm not going to waste my time with that. So I'll watch it after the fact, but Linkin Park is going to be doing the theme to the show, whatever. But I really would like to hear your your predictions rather, for the Rumble 2026. Let me know in the comments, or send me a message on social media. On X and Instagram, I am at marks_on_media. Hit me up on there. I will get your message or your comment or whatever, and we can talk on there. Or you can leave it, if you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, you can leave a comment on this video, and I answer all my comments, so I'll be looking out there. I'll see you next week with the dark side of wrestling history on the downfall of all versions of WCW. Later!